little late today. Sorry about that. It is one of those days. Welcome to Seth and Sean Sports Radio. Seth will be joining us shortly because I just gave him the link, and that's a problem. So my apologies to that, and hopefully he will be joining us momentarily. We have a pretty good show for today here in Atlanta. Wow, the hair is all sorts of messed up today. It is 77 degrees. It is a beautiful day here in Atlanta. Part of the reason I moved down here is for these types of March 8th, right? So we're here in Atlanta, and my name is Sean Palmer. You can find me at SU Lawyer 2001. You can find us on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on everything and on the interwebs, or so to speak. And wow, there's new news. Well, this came today. Jalen Carter, one of the top prospects, has been charged with reckless driving and racing in connection with a crash that killed a teammate and recruiting member. Wow. So we talked about that a couple months ago in January, where the Georgia team won the national championship and then unfortunately had a fatality later that night, a staff member and a player, and here we are with Jalen Carter. Wow. Okay. We got some other things that happened. The Tennessee Volunteers lose their starting point guard to a torn ACL. We got some NHL news, and all know that I love the hockey. We have the trading deadline coming and going in this week. It is Friday. The New York Islanders picking up yet another player yesterday. And there were deals all over the place. The Toronto Maple Leafs winning the Luke Shen sweepstakes. They traded Ramus Sandin for Eric Gustafsson. They revamped their entire defense. And there are two teams that I can't stand, and those are the Rangers and the Maple Leafs. And both teams made good moves this week. Really, really good moves. Look, you can't fault the Rangers for picking up Patrick Kane. Man, I wish the Islanders could have gotten him. Look, when you have one of those lovely no trade clauses, you can basically determine where you wanted to go. And if you are Patrick Kane from the Blackhawks, you really decided where you were going to go. Some of the trades that went on in the last couple of days, Lars Eller, that happened today, goes to the Avalanche, and Capitals get a 2025 second-round pick. Jonathan Quick, long of the LA Kings, is now traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's in the last year of like an 8-year, $56 million deal. Lars Eller, I seem to recall, I believe Lars Eller was the trade for Philip Forsberg way back when, in another deadline trade that the Capitals lost in getting rid of Forsberg. Gustav Nyquist goes to the Wild, to the Blue Jackets. Matthias Elcom goes to the Edmonton Oilers for Tyson Barrie, Reed Schaefer, a first-round pick in 2023, and a fourth-round pick in 2024. The Islanders pick up Pierre Engvall, and the Maple Leafs get a 2024 third-round pick. The Predators get Austin Reshlev. The Rangers get some future considerations. That's opening up the cap space for Patrick Kane. And a lot of this has to do with cap space, right? We've all been down this road before, where there aren't the hockey trades that there used to be. It's the same in every sport with salary caps. Baseball, you don't have a cap, but you have a luxury tax. So kind of the same thing, where you are looking at money in, money out, right? And especially with the salary cap and the NHL being flat for a couple of years due to COVID, it really is money in, money out. Only certain teams have some cap room. The Islanders actually have $5.5 million in extra cap room that they can navigate either a deal, or they can take on some money for a third round or second round pick, as the Coyotes have done. Some other trades of note, as we said before, Patrick Kane goes from the Rangers. The Blackhawks get Andy Welinski, Vili, I cannot pronounce his name, Saa Rijarvi, and it's Finnish. So I really can't get the name. A second round pick, conditional, which would elevate in 2023 to a first round pick if they make the conference finals, and then a 2023 fourth round pick. And then the Coyotes, for taking on a quarter of Patrick Kane's remaining salary, get a third round pick. So it really is about money in and money out. And that's all it is. The Hurricanes get Jesse Puljujarvi, who a forward, and the Oilers get Patrick Pacini. There will be more and more trades as the week goes on. Again, the trading deadline being on Friday, and we'll really see who's making moves, right? And if you look in the NHL and you look at the standings right now, the standings are ridiculously tight in both leagues. And we talked about this last week about the parity. And I'm going to show you, courtesy of ESPN, where we are. Let me share that right here. Present. I got to figure out how to do this. Share the screen. Here we go. The wild card standing. So courtesy of ESPN. We'll make this a little bit. Make this a little bigger. All right, here we go. So you got the Bruins, right? We know all about the Bruins with 99 points in 60 games. Ridiculous. Toronto, 82 points. Tampa Bay, 78. They're all in. This is about the wild card. This is about the Islanders being 70 points, Pittsburgh being 69. But look at the difference in games played, right? You got 64 points, 64 games here, 60 games here, 59 for Buffalo with 66 points, Florida with 66 points in 62 games, Ottawa with 60 games and 64 points, and even going down to Detroit and Washington, Detroit, 60 games, 64 points. They're 4 points out. That's 8 more points. That would make them, if they won all those games and caught up the Islanders, they would be 72 points. So a lot of it is about the games played. So if you're an Islanders fan, you're rooting against Pittsburgh and against Buffalo for certain. Then let's move over to the West. The West is a little bit more. We just talked about this a little closer. You got the Bruins at 99 points, but here you're seeing Dallas at 75. Remember, 75 points in the East would be in the wild card right now. So the East is definitely better than the West. 75, 74, 73, 76, 76, 72. And then you have the two wild cards at 72 apiece, 5 points separating them from the wild cards. But remember, these 72-point guys can jump up into the top 3 for each of those divisions. That's the difference when you have the NHL and NBA. I have no idea where Seth is. And because of that, I really don't have a voice today. So we're going to cut this. We're going to cut this short. We'll come back next week. Seth and I will be together next week in New Jersey, and we'll recap the NHL trading deadline. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.